want you guys to actually use this PDF that I carefully scanned for you guys, okay, to your advantage, okay? Everyone got it, right? Now, when I try to paint in here right now, it's going to give me a big X, okay?
Why?
No, because I've got to assign the TIFF texture file first.
I thought you were asking
So
me to let it go.
basically, it needs a primer. It
Or been a
needs
catastrophe.
the TIFF file or the Photoshop file to be assigned to it. Okay, this is all in the notes. But I go to rendering menu set. I go to 3D paint tool option. Okay, texturing 3D paint tool option. So that's where I'm at. Now you might ask, well, why do that? Why can't I just go to image, create PSD network, and use this UV layout to do my art, to do my painting? Well, you can. You can. But, and a lot of people do that. Or you can go to UV snapshot and save it as a UV snapshot and open up Photoshop, and then Photoshop will show you guys just this. Just this.
Hold it.
Okay? So then you can go, well, okay, the eye socket will be black, and so on, right? But what I want to show you guys is this cool thing that the Maya software has that allows you to assign a texture. So I'm going to go down in my paint tool and go to assign texture. And here I'm going to make it a 1024 by 1024 image. And I'm going to save it as a TIFF or a PSD file. I'm going to assign a texture. Now when I assign the texture, you'll see that now my paintbrush is going to be active and I can paint. Okay? So I can do all sorts of things. I can change my color. Right? And there's my color coming in.
Everything but white.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my
Green's for
flood
watermelon.
color to a brown, like dog color.
Can you paint with materials?
Why the door
You can
color
add
gotta be
materials
brown?
to it.
They're white,
Can you
though.
paint with what?
Materials?
Like you mean paint with a texture? I believe you can.
If you bring in the
Paintbrush.
image.
So why go yesterday?
And you can bring in a paintbrush here. Edit template brush. Get brush.
I can be on this
Alright, so now I'm going to flood the paint. Okay, so that's going to flood the entire background to a certain color. Okay? And it's almost like setting the primer on. So I can set this as the erase image, which every time I erase something, it's going to go back to this color. So I can set this as an erase image. Now, if I paint, so this is the flood color, this is the paint color. So I'm going to set this paintbrush color to white, and I'm going to start painting. Now check this stomach out. What's wrong with it?
It's white.
Hard to see.
Yeah, you can see that seam, right? It's really painful, actually. So I can actually go down to my 3D paint tool and say, extend the color so there's no
Hold it.
seam. So extend seam color. Now if I paint now, you're going to notice that it's going to get rid of that seam. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of create that nice stomach area, make it white. Okay? And let's go up here, and D is for brush size, so I'm going to start brushing here. But you're going to notice that it's a little bit too opaque, so I'm going to go back a little bit and bring my opacity lower. Maybe make it, yeah, real low. Okay, that face was missing, so you'll see some weirdness. No. Okay, notice that I'm painting one ear, and it's really painting the other ear too.
Why is that?
Why is that? Because I've painstakingly placed the front.
Oh yeah, you said together, right?
Yeah.
So it bled through. Kind of concept.
Okay, so I made that pink. Okay, let's create a white tone. So what happens to the other palm if I paint this?
It gets painted too.
No. It won't get painted? Or
It
it will
does.
if you did the UV.
Oh, well, yeah,
Yeah,
if
like
if you
you
did the
put it on
UVs
top.
the right way, and you
Yeah.
lined them up, it will.
And I remember doing it with the arms, that's all.
Look, see the other side is painted,
Ah, okay, so she did the arms,
okay? Let's give the nose,
Watch this. Those will be black, right?
No, make things.
Make it brown.
Yeah.
okay, you know what?
No.
You're gonna notice that if I paint this right now, look at what's happening in here. Because it's painted in here as well, right? It's like kind of a mess in here.
Why his nose gotta be so black?
He was in
That's
shit.
racist.
He was in some shit. That's why.
Racist.
Okay, so I'm gonna make
Should be a crack-headed dog, but his nose should be all white.
Okay, check this out.
Imagine how you're
See
gonna color your dog.
That ends up looking crappy? And the reason why is because these UVs are not unfolded. So you're gonna be like, well, how do you unfold it?
That is true.
If it's an easy fix, we'll do it, you know? I think it is. So. Alright, so that's pretty good.
What's that?
That's
Yellow
because
floor.
that's the inside of the socket.
But it's coming on the outside.
It's probably
That's what
overlapping.
you have to fix. Yeah.
Okay, so now I can paint this area and it looks nice. Right? Because it's not overlapping some other face. Okay, I don't know why I made that part yellow, but
That's why I'm asking. Like, why the hell would you make it yellow?
Because you kept
well,
complaining.
I'm in a rush, that's why. Alright,
Yeah.
and then I can go here and let's go to black and let's make my brush size real tiny. I didn't paint it well.
Well, black people not getting that, so you need to upgrade your brush size. I get it, minority. I feel you. You're
Okay,
being
let's
suppressed.
bring the opacity higher,
Damn, we're not that black.
okay? And you can even like
Oh, the whiskers.
Mustache.
You can,
Give him a mustache.
you
got a
can
curly
even
mustache.
smear and erase, but
That reminds
these
me of,
paint effects, you actually
Vegas.
have to then set this stroke to reflection.
It's true.
Oh no, actually no. Stroke to screen projection. Let's not reflect. And now I can like smear it in here, okay? But if you're like me, you probably want to take it into Photoshop and then edit it now. Okay, so why would you use the Maya tool? Well, you can use this to get some really fast like outlines of where you want things to be. Like a general sketch. Okay, now my brush tool is not working.
It broke.
I don't know why. Alright, so let's say I'm done with this paint job and I'm going to bring it into Photoshop. So I'm going to go back into my UV texture editor and you guys, this is so awesome that you're going to like love Maya after this. So I'm going to go to Image, Create PSD Network. Okay? And in here I can bring in my color, I can bring in my bump, I can bring in my specular, all sorts of different things, reflectivity. Last semester we did reflectivity, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I can bring in all this stuff. Let's say open Adobe Photoshop automatically. Okay? I'm going to include my UV snapshot because I'm going to need that. Okay, and I'm going to create. And there it is. Okay, so, oh, why did it,
It didn't bring in your color.
why did it bring in my color?
Don't worry about it. Keep going.
No, no, no.
Could it be on grayscale on the,
Let's try that
Photoshop?
one more time.
Oh, when you saved it out?
Bite me. I was talking to
You have
myself.
to save the file first?
Oh, thank you very much. Oh my God, you guys. Thank you. Who said that?
Kevin.
Eric. So, Eric, Kevin?
Kevin.
Eric said that.
So
Kevin.
if I'm in my 3D paint
Jesus
tool,
said
this is super important. It's in your notes. Okay? You've got to actually save this texture. Save texture. Okay? You can even turn on save texture on every paintbrush stroke. Okay? Now I've saved it. Oh my gosh. Thank you. All right. So then can like bring in these things, right? And then create. Let's do this. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wish to overwrite. Yes.
Yes.
Update.
Update.
Did it happen? Did it happen?
Go.
Oh, there.
There it is.
All right.
Magic.
There it is.
Science.
Ta-da! Okay, so what I like to do is now use my awesome Photoshop skills,
Yeah,
and I'm
I
gonna
have
like
those.
go in here and clean it up. Okay, and here Kevin can help you if you
No,
have
I
any
can't.
problems.
No, I can't.
Okay, for example, I can just go ahead and make a new layer. I mean, you guys know this. You guys are like pros. Okay, I can do that. I can do. I mean, that. I can do that. Okay, that black is boring, but I'm just.
What?
No, you can't do more
What you
than
mean?
You hold
What
it.
you mean black is boring?
My wrist.
When's the last time you seen a funny white comedian?
So I'm gonna just make a dark.
I
I'm
took offense to
talking
that.
about a black fingernail.
Oh, so black fingernails are out. Now you're fashion expert. Okay, cool.
Kevin.
Okay,
So
cool.
now I'm
Kevin,
making
stop.
A brown nose.
See, that's what starts the fight between light skin and dark skin. This brown nose crap.
You're sick.
What's wrong with that?
What color do
I
you
don't see
want the
what's wrong with
nose to
black
be?
nose. I don't see what's wrong with the black nose.
Let's burn this.
Wow. So now you're part of the clan, huh?
Oh, please, I can't laugh. It actually.
Okay, and then I'm gonna go in here and wait. Let's put a filter on it.
You know,
Sending
white's
this
more-
to Indy.
Oh god, this is terrible.
Sending this to
Let's
Indy.
do like a.
Why you want to change the white? Hmm?
Let's put like a. Okay, let's put like a weird noise on it.
Oh god.
Also, black people aren't also boring, but they're weird and noisy.
Yeah.
They're loud. They call this ratchet.
Okay, and then
Sometimes.
I'm gonna go in here and let's
No,
just
no.
let's just use the stone.
Enough.
Are you gonna change the yellow? That yellow blows me off.
Yeah, I'm gonna like. Well, you guys get the picture, right?
Literally.
Yes.
I'm not doing.
You guys get the
shite.
JPEG, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you know why? 'Cause it's-
Oh, we gotta say that now.
That's a CG joke from now on.
all right, so let's say I clean this up and I do all sorts of things. Now I'm ready. I just save it. Control S. Go here
Oh, shit. I never knew about the glass.
and select my character and go to Image Update. There we go. So now I've got this.
Yo, he was stiffing them sprinkles.
No,
New drug.
weird nose. Sprinkles.
Nah, he was snorting that pixie dust. What the hell? Now that's what you call a colored person's nose.
All right, any questions?
Why is nose gotta be so multicultural?
Why not?
Well, you guys, I did such a basic
Stop it.
paint job on this dog.
So you're not.
If
you're not
you
requiring extravagant-
remember this paint job, that's what makes your characters look really,
Define.
yeah, deep and defined, right? And full of character with texture. Okay, go in there and start messing around with the pixels. Like do your Photoshop stuff. But you don't want it to just look like a brown blend.
So that's just
Okay, I'm done.